Hey, yeah, I'm going to start my clock too because I usually have my wife beside me who starts to kick me under the table when I'm going too long. But she's in Te Tairāwhiti. Hey, ngā mihi atu kia koutou, I roto I tēnei wiki o te reo Māori. Hey, big ups, Māori Language Week this week. So the message is use what you've got. If kia ora's it, use it every day. Use it with everyone that you kind of come in contact with and meet. Yeah, Cain Kerehoma taku ingoa, taku papa no Ngāti Pro. So yeah, dad's from the East Coast, up in Te Tairāwhiti. Taku mama no Ngāti Raukawa Muaupoko, Ngāti tua Rangatira. So mum's from the foothills of the Tararua Manga. Levin Otaki is that side. Yeah, hey, look, thanks for having me. And I certainly don't come here as an expert, but more as an active learner. And many kind of people on this call that are listening in, I've been just soaking up and absorbing kind of lots of the knowledge and experience and and things and pathways that they have kind of travelled down and learning lots of lessons in terms of bringing that back to Te Tairāwhiti and working with lots of really gunny cool people back in Aotearoa who are doing some really extraordinary things. Look, in 7 minutes there, I can't cover all the territory, but pretty much just wanted to probably plant a couple of seeds, and then maybe there's some opportunity in the Q&A to pick up on a couple of pieces, but really to talk about change in the context of it being a team sport. And it's sort of not one that I'm walking alone, but kind of involved with many different groups and teams who are kind of really pushing forward with some really innovative spaces. And so I've talked a little bit the introduction in terms of Startup Weekend, and we brought that to our community a couple of years ago, and a couple of people on this call have come down. Because change can be a pretty scary and intimidating thing, and when I think about my own whānau, lots of them from right up the coast, change isn't an easy process to kind of go and jump head first into. And then you layer on top of that, lots of different kind of layers and dynamics and bits and pieces. And there's one of the things we really noticed, that we knew, as a barrier to change is whakamā, is that lack of confidence, belief, that in some respects the shame that people kind of carry for a whole host of reasons which make them step back from their own leadership in terms of bringing forward their ideas and their energy and their wisdom, their experience. And so a lot of the work that we've been doing is how do we create spaces and places and people where we can enable and empower our people to kind of step forward into their own leadership. And hence, kind of ideas like Startup Weekend, where we had over 50 people come and attend from all around our region, predominantly Māori, predominantly women, and all social, all community kind of driven impacts, ideas coming forward, but really using entrepreneurship and innovation as the tool for exploring and helping to really unpack and bring forward those ideas that create change in our communities. So, things like language revitalization, things like solving homelessness, things like, peer-to-peer support around mental health, the list kind of goes on. One of the things that we, I guess through Startup Weekend is needing to build some of the infrastructure for change, particularly bottom up, and for example, just places of gathering. And hence, in November, we launched out with Tāiki, Tairāwhiti's first impact space. And so it's got little bits and pieces of co-working, it's got you know, pieces of being a social lab, it's got pieces of being a marae. And we've kind of taken all of those bits and pieces and kind of woven them into, you know, something just a little bit different. But it's a place where, you know, we can, it provides a gathering space of different ideas, different people, different energy, different pace, you know, because some people move fast and some are going slow, and it's all kind of good when it comes together. But really, I think the name really speaks to the intent and the heart of what it's about. So a little bit of reo Māori, you know, at the end of karakia, you'll often hear haumi hui and everybody together says Tāiki. And that means, haumi means come together, you know, join the alliance. Hui means come and bring those ideas into, you know, into one unified kind of space. And Tāiki means proceed or get on with it. You know, and I think when we talk about change and we talk about bottom-up leadership, one of our catch cries is really less hui, more doing. You know, there's a time for talking and there's a time for sharing ideas, but there's also a real time for getting on with stuff and iterating towards that change. And so one of the biggest messages I kind of wanted to bring today is it's less about the big transformational, you know, kind of overarching change. It's actually about the trillion little steps of change that create that kind of future for our mokopuna. And that can only be built in a collaborative kind of approach, really being generated from the will of the people underneath. And so, yeah, our message is kind of really how do we provide the, you know, more infrastructure, more places and spaces to enable ordinary people, all of our whānau, to kind of be part of this change period that we're about to go kind of through. Man, that went really quick, but 7 minutes, hey, that's kind of the kaupapa we're on. Yeah, look, if you want to kind of talk more, and I've got heaps more to say about a whole bunch of stuff, look me up. Always at, you know, I'm at the end of a phone call, an email. Love sharing. There's always a reciprocal kind of partnership in terms of sharing what we're doing and what we're up to with others, and that's kind of the gift that many have kind of shared with us. So yeah, kia ora tātou.